For more on this, we're joined by Nadia Elbilassy in Dubai. She's a senior market analyst at Equiti Group. Hi there, Nadia. Now, it's been a volatile few weeks for equity markets. What's helped lift optimism to end the year?
Good morning, Taiba. Usually by the end of the year, markets are pricing in what could be a Santa Claus rally. We may see it just because we already had a cut in interest rates and that we're expecting more rate cuts to come, as Powell had mentioned in the last meeting. So the easing cycle is really sending out market optimism, and also the fact that AI spending seemed to be a worry in the past few months, and now it's no longer a worry by rising optimism also for artificial intelligence and the technology sector, the growth sector as a whole. So we're seeing market sentiment really driving upwards in terms of just the end of the year, and markets are taking positions. And also because in terms of data, there has been a few positive data as well that backs up the fact that the Fed could cut more interest rates. So this is why we're seeing an uplifted rising sentiment.
Right, and gold and silver are also climbing to new highs. Just tell us what's going on there in the commodities front.
So we have a little bit of market uncertainty with how the policy is moving on forward from tightening to easing, and more easing policies to come in 2026. The uncertainties of geopolitical aspects in terms of Russia, Ukraine, and also what's going on between China and the US. Also, the trade war and tariffs are also implications that that give rising momentum for safe haven assets. And also because investors are pricing in whether the rally has been overbought and when the bubble is going to burst. So they're always moving into safe havens, and as well as central banks keep on buying more of gold reserves. So we're seeing a bit of movement in the commodity section, but also this was forecasted a few months ago as well, and since last year, that the commodity scene is going to continue on rising, benefiting from the uncertainties of the market, the geopolitical tensions, and the easing cycles by most of the central banks, except Bank of Japan. So all these aspects, and in terms of silver, also because of industrial demand that has been rising sharply as well this year, and as well as it's more volatile than gold, a lot of investors are moving into silver.
Right, and those rising geopolitical tensions are also boosting oil prices. How significant is the momentum there?
So oil prices are actually one of the only commodities that have kind of went backwards this year and really had a hard time with the prices. There was a lot of sell-offs on oil prices because of slower demand and slower Chinese demand mainly. But the fact of just kind of curbing more Venezuelan oil and sanctions on Russian oil and all the, the fundamentals that we saw this year, this is what's actually keeping oil prices a bit elevated this week. I think we could see more highs to oil prices this week, especially after OPEC Plus continues on increasing production at a time where oil prices have actually gone down a trajectory.
Nadia Elbilassy, Senior Market Analyst at Equiti Group. Thank you very much as always.